Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is day 26 of trying to reach the rating of 2000 ELO online. I'm rated right now 1810. I was rated 1760 and then I went back to 1810. Okay, we're playing against the 1789 Vietnam, right? Yep. Okay, we go d4 c4. The English opening. Now the old Indian. Okay, so we just develop the knight, develop the other knight. I think he's gonna play g6, bishop d7. Yep. After he plays bishop to g7, we play e4. And now he's gonna castle, and then we play bishop to e2. This is the setup to play against when he castles. We play bishop to e2. And then they try to play e5 or c5. Yes, he went for it. I want to push this pawn. There's no funky stuff here. So we're gonna push. And now he's gonna castle. We'll play bishop to e2 or bishop to e3 bishop to d3 is even good. I love bishop to d3 because it defends the pawn. And if any attack here, we can simply go here, and when he takes, we take with the queen. Everything seems fine. Then we want to castle. Hyper accelerated dragon, fianchetto, but hey yo, I don't freaking know this. The Sicilian defense? What is this engine talking about? So he wants to play knight to e5. We'll play bishop to d3, but then he's gonna play that. We're gonna take, and then pawn takes. He's gonna have double pawns. Pretty sure he's not gonna play knight to e5 because that's really bad. You're gonna have double pawns in the center. It's never good to have two double pawns in the center. I think he's just supposed to castle, and then I'm gonna castle as well. Maybe he wants to pull. Oh, he pushed e5. So we have two options, either to take, then he's gonna take with that pawn, and move the bishop back. This pawn is weak, so he is forced to move his knight. That would be a check. He's forced to block. Then I might take this pawn. I don't want to have a closed position, so I'm just gonna take. He takes right away. I play bishop here, and he can push, but I can attack his knight first, then take. Let me play bishop to c2 because I wanna. He simply gave away a pawn. Just a free pawn. You move the knight, I take your queen, and also stop you from castling. And if I played queen takes, you play bishop here. I simply have a check. You block with the bishop, I take this pawn as well. So you have to block with the queen. I'm pretty sure this is just a blunder, right? So queen takes d6. He just splits out this move, which is not really accurate from him. If he played bishop here, I'm just going to give this check, forcing him to block with something. If he blocked with the queen, I'm just going to take. Bishop takes. To be honest, I don't like this. If he played this, I want to keep my queen. Maybe dropping to d2. He cannot move this knight because I simply am going to take his queen, stop him from castling, and also this pawn will be hanging, so he might play queen here, but then queen takes and king takes, you're not going to castle. This knight will be pinned, and also knight to d5, adding more pressure on the knight. I don't know. So his options are bishop to f8, queen to e7. He can play anything actually. You cannot go here because you can simply take, right? Yes, he played that move. As I told you guys, I don't want to play queen to e6 check because he might go with the queen and I might take him bishop takes. Yes, we are up a pawn, but I don't like this. So if I went back with the queen to d2, I don't want to go here and stop my bishop from going there to pin him. So I want to go queen to d1. Very simple. Win a pawn and go all the way back. We're going to go bishop to g5, pinning this knight. To go knight to d5 to add more pressure. That's weird. So he wants to castle so freaking bad. So we go here. He's gonna castle. I put my knight there. Or we can go bishop to a4, because when he castle, I think my bishop will be a better here, right? So bishop to a4. He's gonna castle. I'm gonna go bishop to g5. All his pieces are just stuck. I do like this move. We're not blundering a pawn because it's protected by the knight. He just castled. What the fuck? I mean, at least think about your move before playing it. We're gonna play bishop to g5, pinning the knight to the queen. Because we might be thinking of bishop takes. There is queen takes. Because I want to go knight to d5. He just goes here. So if I take, he's going to take with this knight. And if I take this knight, he's going to take with this one. But I'm going to play bishop here, attacking your rook. But wait a second. If I play this, he takes. I play this. He moves somewhere else. I cannot take this pawn. But I can just go bishop takes. And you are forced to take with the knight. But then I'm going to take here. Or take, he's going to take with the knight. I would give this check and win this pawn. I think this one is better. So takes, what about him taking with the bishop? Well, we simply take and we were going to win a piece. So that's a blunder. Bishop takes, forced to take with this knight. We play this check. The king moves away, but we simply don't have this takes because it's defended by two pieces. So takes, that would be a check. Not good. What about taking here? He's going to take with this knight. Then I simply take here. He can actually take this pawn because I cannot do anything. Really sneaky stuff. So takes, give a check, then castle. He's gonna start to push me. I can go because he can. What the frick? What about him taking here? He can still take here. I cannot take. So that's a very powerful threat. So maybe I have to go all the way back. Bishop to d2. Or queen to d... No, that's gonna be a blunder because if takes, we take, he's gonna take here. So if I take, he takes. I think that's the ultimate option, so let's go for it. He's gonna take with the knight, otherwise he's losing a piece, because if bishop takes, we just take here, and we're gonna win the bishop. Any attack on my queen, I can simply retreat all the way back, and castle, everything's fine. So if he's forced to take with the knight, I'm gonna attack his rook. Then I would give this check to win this pawn. Oh, that is better. But that's still a... No, that's not an option for him because we already have this check. So knight takes. We play this, attacking his rook. The rook moves anywhere trying to attack me. Then we're going to give him this check. Then we take this pawn. We can take with the queen or with the bishop. I think I like my position very, very well. But what happens if he just plays knight takes e4 right away? Knight takes e4. We simply have a check. You bozo, you're gonna win the knight. And when he takes... Oh, he did that. So we play this. Let me play it. Oh, you bozo. It's still defended by the knight. So even if I play this, then play this check. We cannot simply take because the knight or the queen can take. What about castling? I'm still up a pawn, so try to use that. But he's gonna play this move, which attacks both pieces, but I can play queen to e2, defending everything. I do want to castle. But I can play this in between. He's gonna go here or here. So wait, this is gonna go here or here. But my bishop is really stranded. What about playing bishop to e3? I want to give this check. It is the same thing, but my bishop is not there. Like stupid bishop. I want to go here. I do like this move. He cannot move his knight. He can move his knight here. But then I would simply just castle. Okay, I do like this. Bishop to e3. There, I'm not blundering anything. This move, we already said we're going to play queen to e2, defending this pawn and this pawn at the same time. Then we would attack his queen, forcing him to move away, and blah blah blah. Maybe I was supposed to castle, but castling, then try to put the knight here to give the check. I mean, his bishop pair is really strong. I think this one is better than this one because this one is looking at the pawn. And I'm not sure what he can do. He cannot push this pawn whatsoever because that would be a check and I'm going to win his rook. So moving this pawn is a blunder. Okay, he went for the exact move that I told you about. I'm going to play queen to e2, defending this one and this one, but we're not in this check anymore. So what about giving the check? Giving this check. He's going to move his king. Then simply I'm just going to castle, and if he takes this pawn, I can play queen to b3, and if he takes, I would take. This is good. My knight here would be very good. Should I go for a queen trade? Queen takes, pawn takes. My rook is open, but he can push this one. What about giving this check, forcing him to move away? But this pawn is hanging. So maybe I'll play a rook to b1. And he's gonna play here, and I have to go all the way back, so I don't like this. Queen to e2 defends everything, but we're removing out of this so he can push this pawn. Or playing this. I think I want to play queen to b3. I'm wasting a lot of time because I want to have a better position. When he takes and I would take, he's going to move like maybe here, and I have to take control of the open file by playing rook to d1, then castle. Or maybe I can castle first, then put the rook on d1. And also my knight here would be very nice, so I think that trading the queens is better for me. Is better for me in this position, even though I'm going to get double pawns. But he have an isolated pawn here, which is going to be very, very weak in the future. He doesn't have this, trying to trade out the bishops. If he moved the knight anywhere, he would be losing this pawn or this pawn. My knight is strong. I'm going to castle. Control the open file with the rook. I think my position is better. Therefore, yeah. I'm going to take you. He might play here, but I think, yeah, he wants to go here with the bishop, trying to add pressure here, but he simply doesn't have anything. We can try to play knight to b5 when he plays this. I go here. I don't like that. I can play rook to d1 in case he moved the bishop, he would be losing the knight. So this move is really nice, forcing him the knight to move there. Then I would simply take here. He's gonna take. But he might start pushing his pawns. So I think that I want to castle, bring another piece into the game before. Because I think he wants to play bishop to b7 or push a pawn. Okay, he doesn't want me to put the knight there. Okay, but I can put the knight here. You simply try to attack me, I can simply just take. But he would take me here. So maybe I have to move this knight first. What about going here to go here to attack both the rook and the bishop? And this would be, so this is a good move. And if you move the knight, we simply just go here. I'm simply gonna play rook to d1, take control of the open file. In case he moved the knight, we're gonna play rook to d6, attacking, new push. He just played that right on the spot. I can just take you here. I can take this pawn and he's gonna take. So what about taking and he's gonna take? I take, he takes me. And I would simply just defend. Should I take this pawn? Or shouldn't I take that pawn? He's trying to add more pressure on this pawn, so maybe by giving it away it's better. So if I take, he's gonna take here. I'm gonna take and he's gonna take this one. What the fuck do you want? If I play this, he's gonna wait. If I play knight to e1, he's gonna play bishop here. I play f3. My position is nice, but I allowed him to open up his position and stuff. Take, 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 take. This pawn is hanging, so maybe I have to play rook to d2, and I think that. So takes, 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 bishop takes, rook to d2. His bishop is really strong. Bishop is here really, really strong. I don't like that. I can take and he takes here. I do this. He's simply gonna take my knight. I do have a check. I'm not sure. Playing this, he does have this move. But I simply can put the knight back. And he cannot push because I can simply take, and he can take. Putting with the rook. I just came up with the dumbest idea ever. I don't like the idea of taking this pawn, then he's gonna take here, and he's gonna put his bishop there. Because after he puts the bishop there, I'm just gonna play knight to d2, protecting my position. That's what I want. And whenever he tried to go for rook trade, I simply take, or I simply take this pawn, so he cannot do that. Then he's gonna take this one. No, he cannot. He's gonna play here. I'm gonna play knight to d2, protecting this pawn twice. And I can push f3 later to try to use my knight. So bishop here, knight to d2. He's gonna go maybe for rook trade, or simply attack me. Oh, but if he attacked me, I can simply take this pawn, and this pawn will be hanging as well. This will be very bad. And if he pushed, I'm gonna take, and you cannot take. You will be losing your rook, and you don't have a check to when I discover it. What the effing? What did he do? He resigned. And it's plus 2.5. I know it's a good position for me, but why did he resign? I mean, it did not blunder, man. It's plus 2.8 even. Well, let's see the game review. Hopefully that I played as I should be. Yeah. Steady effort pays off, even if not always in an immediate, tangible way, Gary Kasparov. 92% accuracy. Okay. He played with 84.4, but he did not do any blunders. Why did you just... I did not do any inaccuracies? Or mistakes? Or misses? Dude. I'm getting better, huh? D4. d6. I think the problem was his opening, maybe. But his opening very, very solid. But I think the problem, he gave me too much center, and maybe he doesn't know the King's Indian defense that much. Because he pushed c5 right away. I pushed d5, which is the best move. He plays this move. I put my bishop on a good square, and he pushed e5. That was the bad move. I take, he takes, and bishop to c2 is better. Wow, bishop to c2 opening up an attack on the pawn, forcing him to do a, and moving the knight one more time. I think that was the mistake. This loses the pawn. What was it? What did he do? Yeah, develop your knight. I would simply take you, and you would take, I would take your queen. You're not going to castle, you have double pawns, and the position is very good for me. But I did take, he plays this. Very nice, going all the way back is really nice. I put the bishop on a4, what was I supposed to do? You created a threat against the pawn by pinning one of its defenders. What do you want? Knight to g5, in case he castled, the rook will be here, and that will be just a fork. So this move stops him from castling and also threatening the queen. But what is the idea after he moves here? Oh, you bozo, this move also attacked the bishop. And if the queen moved here, that's simply a fork. So it's not really easy for him to stop this. And if he just moved his knight, we would simply just take and take, that would be a fork. And we're going to win his bishop. Wow, I missed knight to g5. It's really a powerful move. Okay, g5. He castled. We pinned the knight. He moved here with the queen. I take his knight, which is the best move. Not the best move. Oh, just castle. Yeah. Makes sense. Going for a queen trade is not that. Simply just castle as well, and if he takes... If he takes, we simply attack him. He's gonna go here. We're gonna take the pawn back, and when he takes, we're gonna take and attack his rook. Nice. So now you don't want me to castle? Come on, man. Put the knight on a very good square. Nice. Yeah, I understand. Taking control of the open file, he went here, and I simply played this, and he just resigned. And this was actually the best move. I'm attacking a weak pawn. He cannot really push because we can take, and he cannot take, he will be losing his rook. And he cannot really defend the pawn. He can try to defend like this, but he will be... Yes, what about rook to b8? Let's find out. Rook to b8, we simply have knight to a4, adding more pressure on these two pawns. He can attack me, but we can simply take, and when rook takes, we take with the knight. We're going to put the knight here. Wow, it's a really good position for me. And playing bishop here, we would simply take, and when he takes, knight takes, we simply take here. I played like 2200, 199% in the opening, 86.2% in the middle game. You had a pretty competitive game there. You took advantage of the opportunities you saw in the opening. It was a well-fought middle game that you got the better of. Well, what can I say? I'm getting good at chess because I've been practicing more on puzzle tactics and stuff every single day. That's why I'm getting better at calculating lines. Even though I went from 1853 to 1818, but it's really nice. We're still fighting, we're still trying to reach 2,000 elos, so make sure to subscribe, hit the like button. I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye.